Hello, hello. It's time to read on Smug McSmugman himself, Mike Pompeo. And the thing to know about Mike Pompeo, I mean, give him credit. He graduated first in his class at West Point. He was in the Army when he was a leader in the Army until he got out of the Army. He was a captain, I believe. He's been in government. He was a representative, I think. I can't remember exactly. He's done a lot. But I've got to tell you, something I hope to be able to go into more detail of at some later date is that there is something in your horoscope called the North Node. And the North Node, it looks like a horseshoe. It looks like a horseshoe the way you're not supposed to hang horseshoes above doorways, because if it's, whoop, kitty, see, exactly. If it's point down, supposedly all the luck runs out, but that's what the North Node looks like. And the North Node of the moon it's a hypothetical point, and it's not it's not like an asteroid or a planet, but basically it speaks to what you're here to do, what kinds of things you're here to do, the flavor of it, of what you're here to do. You will have success with if you focus on this rough kind of thing. For example, a lot of famous movie stars have a North Node in Leo, the sign of kings, queens, and they're some of them are here to learn how to be a modern day king, with people following them and criticizing them and scrutiny and being stopped everywhere they go and having their privacy taken away and having so many people listen to them and having a great deal of wealth and on and on. So I, for one, I have my North Node in Aquarius, which is opposite, and that's literally the opposite of Leo. I am not here to be the queen. Nope. I am here to show humanitarianism, and the more that I can use my various talents in the positive aspects of Aquarius, the more success I will have. So that's roughly how that works. Pompeo, not entirely sure, but it looks like, I mean, there's a good chance his North Node is in Cancer. Cancer is the big mom of the zodiac. America is Cancer, Sun in Cancer. And it is a nurturing sign. And it is, you get different, think of it this way. The UK is Capricorn, which is opposite of Cancer. And Capricorn is the big dad of the zodiac. And it's all about aristocracy and status and work. And think of a lot of the traditional British, when someone's trying to be snooty, what kind of accent do they take on? They take on an upper class British accent. If that, they have aristocracy there, where basically you never want to spend money on anything, and anything you buy has to, is accepted that it's going to be handed down through the generations, so you want to get the best quality possible, and it can be a bit stodgy. Traditionally more legmen than other attributes. Whereas Cancer, mom and apple pie and big mammary glands. Oh, kitty. Great big mammary glands. And, you know, they have apple pie in other places in the world, but mom and apple pie, as American as mom and apple pie, that's the cancer part. And it has to, you know, we feed people, and we have one of the worst, if not the worst weight problem as a country in the world. And anybody who has a worse weight problem is a much smaller country. So it has to do with nurturing. It has to do with looking out for others. It has to do with stopping others from doing, you know, stupid stuff so that they can thrive. When Pompeo, when he was head of his class at West Point, when he was doing well in the Army, it has a lot to do with looking after your men and women, looking after your people. And when he was doing that, he had a lot of success. And at one point, he went out to Kansas, I want to say, and he started an aviation company with a couple of Army buddies. And again, you know, looking after his men, looking after his people, and he had success. Sold that company to a bigger aviation company. But then he went to Washington, D.C. It's like, okay, well, you know, he's a representative looking after the people back home, trying to, you know, stand up for their success, wheel and deal for their benefit. Okay, all right, not too bad. And then came Donald Trump, and Pompeo ended up head of the CIA and then Secretary of State, which is where he is now. And now he's in trouble. He's in trouble because he was on that call with Zelensky when Trump was asking the head of Ukraine to concoct some dirt on Joe Biden, Trump's political rival. Pompeo was in on that call, he was listening in, and he did nothing about it. And nothing. And now he's in trouble. And if you ask me, it's because he drank his own Kool-Aid and it stopped being about other people. It started being about him. Me, more me. I'm so great. I've accomplished all these things. I am an entitled white male. I am, you know, I don't have to look after my looks. I don't have to look after anything. I can weigh what I want. I can destroy my health. I can, you know, he drank the Trump Kool-Aid. And it became I am better than you. I am the man. I am the center. And that's, hey, Tale of Destruction. I'm trying to lay some cards. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm trying to lay some cards. Can I please lay some cards? Thank you, sweetie. Pompeo. Mr. Smug. Smug. Smuggy. Smug McSmuggerson. Yeah, he's a Capricorn, which is an earth sign. And, yeah, he thinks he's all that. In the past, cups are the water signs, and think about it, Cancer is a water sign. And like I said, when he focused on his because he actually has his moon quite close to his north node, if he had just focused on his needs that way, he was successful. Center the reading. Oh, and now he got caught in that phone call listening in on that phone call and doing nothing about it. Nothing. President broke the law, betrayed the country, and he, Smug McSmugman, took his smug self out and probably went and ate a steak. Messenger and studying, trying to work out how to, okay, well, could get me into trouble. Lawyers are looking at it from both sides. It feels like a lot of this. I don't know how to explain that, but it's looking, yeah, that's what that feels like. Of the reading, which is one of the many things against Trump that are, from his perspective, from Pompeo's, those Democrats, those women, they're so happy right now. They're laughing, they're gleeful, they think they've got this work. Goodness, yeah. Whew, man, the misogyny isn't exactly a stretch. This is the card of culmination. It's 21 in Major Arcana. It's the end of a major life cycle. Let's see what the cards say, but my first feeling of that card is that he's going to resign. And go on the offensive, or people attacking him. Let's see. Home environment. Yeah, he's gonna get scorched. That's what that feels like. Yeah, he flew toward the sun, which is the ruler of Leo. The me, I sign, which can be wonderful. Every sign has a good and a bad side. But yeah, we're dealing with the Trump administration. We don't usually run into the good sides of these signs. Hopes and fears. Good lawyers will get me off. I'm fine. Yeah. What other people see. That again feels like Pompeo leaving. Which I would not expect him to do, considering Mr. Smug McSmuggerson doesn't usually think he has to give anything up. That's Pence. That feels vaguely like Kushner. This is the Trump story going on with, he's not in here. This final outcome, he left. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting that he's gonna leave. I don't know that. I seriously, I wasn't even thinking that until I put the cards down. But that the investigators are gonna go after, Trump is sunk. Kushner, Pence, the other corruption, yeah, that's sitting on the bottom of the deck. I think that's Pompeo. Yep. Remember who you are, Smug McSmuggerson, because you're not on this earth to be smug. He's mad. Who he's mad? How did this get out that he was on that phone call? Whistleblower. Rise of the Democrats, but Democrats in power. Investigation, communication coming out. That's investigators. This feels more like communication. You go to Washington, D.C. and the Trump administration, you're going to get beaten up. Surprise. And the rise of the Democratic power in Washington, D.C. That's what I'm getting. Like I said, I wasn't even thinking that. I wasn't even thinking about that, but it doesn't feel like he's there at all. It's like it doesn't mean he won't be coming back for who knows what, hearings and possibly court cases, and so is he going to end up in legal trouble? Is an inmate number going to be a part of his legacy as well? What's coming to my head is he will be made an example of. He will be made an example of. Pelosi, the impeachment hearings, the part of what brings Trump down, but some of this hits Pompeo. He's definitely having to fight things off, and then then it's possible Trump is leaving, and he's gonna have some hard decisions to make. But some of these cards, seriously, like these two, this is Trump. This is Trump. That's Giuliani. And Pompeo having to make a decision about staying and going and what he's going to do about all this. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not getting one way or the other whether or not he's going to be he's going from the visiting the White House to staying in the big house. I'm just getting that he's gonna have to leave, and that he's still gonna be sucked into all this, and Pelosi is going to try to, Pelosi and the others are going to make an example out of him. That's what I'm getting. So, Smug man, you will find yourself out in the cold because you decided to drink your own Kool-Aid. You got yourself into this mess. And I don't have a lot of sympathy for you because you were part of the Trump administration willingly. And you witnessed this and you did nothing about it. So that's that. All right, well, that thus endeth the reading. All right, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to my patrons. All right, but hang in there. There are good days ahead. Goodness, there's a lot ahead. All right, thank you for watching.